Relationship for Dumbasses by our friend account on AO3. Episode 7, Chapter 3, Scars. What's your name? Todoroki asks, finally, after a month of knowing him. Your first name. Uh, Izuku. Midoriya watches as Todoroki smiles, a self-satisfying smile, puffs, and walks away, seemingly with new purpose. When Midoriya finds out that Todoroki's roommate is Bakugou Katsuki, he almost flips his shit, he's so excited. What, he's like, can I meet him? Todoroki thinks for a while. He's kind of an asshole. Kind of. But enough about him, let's talk about you. Midoriya is boring, so he can't really say too much. He turns it around to a discussion about the themes in 1984. What do you think about the themes of love? Todoroki asks, twirling a lock of hair, glancing at him with eyes that suddenly started batting way too many times per minute. Midoriya wonders if it's dust particles in his eyes. Midoriya thinks about Walton and Julia and how they were so happy and in love with each other, how they viewed the other as their whole world. Well, right until they got kidnapped and betrayed each other. He wants someone who would love him like that. Todoroki stares at him for an uncomfortable amount of time, hums, and looks away. In one of their heart-to-hearts over breakfast, Midoriya shows him one of his best poems. He writes whatever the hell he wants these days. Just fills up 13 journals with poems, essays, class notes, and people watching profiles. He has a whole journal dedicated to Bakugou Katsuki, information gathered from snippets of conversation and what he just happens to see in public spaces. By chance, not that he was stalking him or anything. Midoriya thinks that the poem is a deep reflection of himself, meaning it is full of self-loathing, listlessness, and general dull purposes. Todoroki gives him one of his Todoroki stares, and Midoriya thinks that maybe the poem isn't to his fancy. He hurriedly changed the topic to the brilliant direction of Summer Wars. Todoroki listens without really listening. Halfway through Midoriya's rambling, he lifts a napkin up to gently wipe away at the stone crumble on his cheek. Relationship for Dummies tells him to say thanks when someone does something nice for him. Scratch, scratch. Midoriya, are your arms itchy? Todoroki asks. Want me to bring you some ointment? Oh, no, don't go through all that trouble. Midoriya brings his hands up, waving them in front of his face, like he could bat away Todoroki's suggestion. It's no problem. I have some that I always use for my burn. Scars itch a lot. No, seriously. Midoriya insists, and is glad he's wearing his long sleeve. Just a bug bite, that's all. Todoroki's eyes falls to his arms, as if trying to unlock X-ray vision to see through Midoriya's black long sleeves. If you say so. Yeah, really, it's fine. Midoriya scratches hands, from his arms to the back of his head. He refrains from scratching his scars, the whole time he's talking to Todoroki. But man, do they itch. He and Todoroki in English class. He and Todoroki in the library. He and Todoroki at the cafe. He and Todoroki in Bakugou's dorm. He and Todoroki, well, before it was only him. Todoroki is weird, but he's a good person. He walks with Izuku every chance he gets. Has breakfast and lunch with him almost every day. Isn't annoyed by anything he does. Texts him about his personal issues and is genuinely interested in what Izuku has to say. It's touching. Especially when Todoroki is doing all of this at the expense of his own reputation. He's cool, smart, handsome. He could be doing so much better, making friends with people better than Izuku. Midoriya expects him to say bye-bye every day, to open his two-toned eyes, to look at the girls draping themselves on his chest, and the boys who stare enviously at his back, and to think, the fuck am I doing with this loser? Surprise, motherfucker, he's still here. Midoriya thinks that Todoroki is dense, like a fucking cement brick, but if he doesn't realize he could do so much better, if he actually wants to spend time with Midoriya, then Midoriya will selfishly let him. He and Todoroki in a bubble. He and a bunch of pissed off girls behind the dorm building. You think you can hang around him all the time, loser? Let me tell you this. Shit is too nice to tell you, so let me lay it thick. Lay the fuck off. He and a bunch of bruises underneath his clothes. At least they don't throw rocks at him. One of the givens of being accepted into UA was that almost everyone, even the chicks who just gossiped and caked their faces every day, is built. Pro tip, don't piss anyone off. Fuck. He already broke that rule. Is there anyone you like, Midoriya? Todoroki asked one day. Bakugo. No one, really. Todoroki hums, clearly dissatisfied. Are you sure? I don't like girls that way, you know. My shit dad always tries to set me up with them, but he doesn't know I like boys. Oh, okay. I hope you find your significant other one day. I believe in you. Actually, I like someone. You know? He continues. It's a boy, because I'm gay. You know? Midori knows both that Todoroki likes someone and that he's gay. The latter because he never failed to constantly remind him. The former because he had seen the bruises when Todoroki bends down low enough, suspicious in shape of teeth marks, molded over the skin of his collarbone. Who is it? He humors him because this is Todoroki's favorite subject. Spend a lot of time with this person. A lot of time. Probably the person I see the most. Midoriya's heart beats faster. It can't be Bakugo. Todoroki is Bakugo's roommate, so of course he would see him a lot. It makes so much sense now why Todoroki wouldn't let them meet. Why Todoroki only lets Midoriya in his dorm room when Bakugo's in the gym or in class. He wants Bakugo all for himself. Oh, he says, trying not to sound too dejected. If he and Todoroki like the same person, then not only would this hurt his chances of interacting with Bakugo, but even be more dismissal, but this relationship with his friend might also shatter. He would be alone again. That's great, Todoroki. I'm happy for you. Todoroki stares at him again, pressed his lips together in a thin line, and looks away. Midoriya doesn't know why. Do we got the booty? Midoriya looks to see Kaminari Dinky and a bunch of friends surrounding a very embarrassing-looking Bakugo. He do! Fall into a shithole and die. He hears Bakugo growl. Well, that settles it. Bakugo is like a train on one set of tracks. He walks fast and keeps his eyes forward, on his destination. Midoriya is lucky enough to pass by Bakugo every night. Not that Bakugo notices him or anything. The gym and pre-med buildings are right across from each other, so if any dumbass stretch a muscle from trying to deadlift 15 pounds above his limit, he could get help. Stat. He could probably write a poem about two ships passing in the night, never interacting. Sounds pathetic, he knows. But how much longer could he sink? Honestly. Todoroki passes his ass in the seat next to him and sighs exasperatedly loud. So Midori asks because it's the right thing to do. What's wrong? Even though he already knows it's about boys. I'm showing him so many hints, but he just doesn't get it. I take every chance I can to hang out with him. I talk with him all the time, and he's so perfect. I wish he would love me back. Todoroki's eyes never leave his face. Ah, Midori thinks. No wonder he's so social. He maintains eye contact in conversation, unlike most people. But because Midoriya knows shit about relationships, other than what Relationship for Dummies tells him, he doesn't offer any advice, but keep trying. I'm sure it'll work. He instantly feels like a bad friend after saying it. Todoroki is struggling here, gaping and waiting for more useful response, and he says, like some dumbass who clearly doesn't understand, to keep trying. He could feel Todoroki's disappointment. He doesn't see Todoroki for a few days. Then a few weeks. Summer rolls by and the new school year is starting and still no Todoroki. He seems to have suddenly up and disappeared. Against his will, Midoriya flashes back to one of their previous conversations, remembering how frustrated Todoroki had looked. Maybe he finally got fed up. Midoriya sits at the foot of his bed in his new dorm room, mind racing through all the possibilities, blaming himself and spiraling deeper into his thoughts to a point that he almost doesn't notice a door opening to reveal his new roommate. Hey, you the shitty nerd? Deku or some shit? Midoriya's head shoots up. His little gay heart swoons, stopping to a beat in his throat so he can't speak. We're fucking roommates this year. Standing in the doorway, sweaty from a workout and drowsed with hallway light that spirals out and illuminates him like Midoriya's saber, is Bakugou Katsuki. Oh, so we're getting messy. Oh, we're getting messy. Oh my god. So, Todoroki likes Izuku. Izuku likes Bakugou. Bakugou likes nobody, but he's banging Todoroki. Izuku finds out that Todoroki has a crush on someone. Right? And Izuku also finds out that Todoroki and Bakugou might be banging. And he most likely thinks they are. And now, Todoroki's gone out of the picture. Now it's Bakugou and Izuku. But it states that it's one-sided. It is always one-sided. I am so confused. God. This is so weird. Okay, relationship for dumbasses. Chapter 4, Greenie. We're fucking roommates this year. Bakugou walks over and drops his shit all over the unoccupied bed, practically startling Midoriya onto the ground. It's a fucking pleasure. I'm sorry. This is messy. I'm in. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. I am hooked. I'm hooked. I don't know about you guys. I'm hooked. It should not take. I'm hooked. I am hooked. Like, this is messy. This is messy. This is grab your takis, your conchas, your mango tea or your green tea or your whatever. Grab it all, cause this is about to get messy. All right, I'm in. I'm locked in. Okay. As always, my marine drops. Make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server, merch shop, and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.